See, it's back live in action, man. We back in effect. See, we told y'all today was gonna be a special day. We told y'all was gonna be some special announcements. I think Pat's gonna do that on a separate live or a separate thing today. So we're gonna be holding down this daily show, man. We got a lot to talk about today, man. A lot
Talk
to
up.
talk about. So I mean, we want to jump straight into it, man. I would love to have some theme music on this one, but obviously we have to switch it up on this restream. I want to put this chat overlay though. We get to see people as they fall in, but man, interesting playoff games, interesting news that broke yesterday. A lot of it all kind of plays into what we do on this daily show. Again, if you haven't been living under the rock, I am your boy P Kid, aka Patty Casanova. It's my man right here, Stefan Adon, man. Talk to the people, man.
Hey man, what's good, man? We got a jam-packed show for y'all today, man. A lot of stuff went down. We finna get to it, and I hope y'all enjoy the show. Let's get it.
Hey man, ain't no hope they here to see us. We don't need this. You gonna get what you gonna get now.
You gonna get what you get when we give it to you.
What you gonna get now. This is all I got for you, baby. This is all I got. There's a joke in there right there. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Leave that alone.
Leave that alone. Dog, I'm gonna leave that alone. Man, but man, you know what? I actually want to start in reverse. Let's start with it's hot topic right now. So Jalen Hurts gets his money. Man, got the bag as we expected. As we expected. What do you think? He leads his team to a Super Bowl. They have a decent turnout. I always thought that they were going to lose, but they have a decent turnout. I wasn't, as you all know, I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts fan, but I can't help but deny the fact that, the dude has done everything you would want him to do. He's done everything you would want him to do as far as leading the team. So he gets the bag. But how does that impact what we see in the Chicago Bears outfit with Justin Fields? Let's talk about that, Steph. Steph, when you heard the news, I gotta ask you this, man. When you heard the news, Jalen Hurts gets the bag. Highest paid player in NFL history, by the way. I think we're gonna hear that a lot as these contracts keep going up.
Oh, absolutely.
How did you feel about it, man? What did you see, and how did you see that impacting what we got cooking here in Chicago?
Well, the first thing I'm gonna say is, right. I feel like he should have got the money. The contract was absolutely well deserved because me personally, I feel like the NFL pays you for what this is a very much what have you done for me lately league. They have put every single thing around him for him to be successful. They already had the O line. The D line was pretty much already shirt up. They go out. They get the rest of the Eagles some help on defense. Uh, getting CJ. They already had D Slay. Everything was pretty much there for the taking. They just needed another number one. You basically had two number ones. He goes out and he absolutely balls, and um yeah, and everything succeeded because they made the Super Bowl. Now they didn't win, but you know, one of the highest scoring teams. He absolutely led that offense from where it was, and you absolutely gave him the right pieces, so the contract was well deserved. Now, um, on the on the other side of that, how that affects um the Bears. I would say, honestly, look, Poles is honestly trying to set up uh he's trying to set up Justin Fields to do the same exact thing that Jalen Hurts did. Because
Mm-hmm.
now you look at it, he's trying to build the offensive line out, right? You had Nate Davis. Tevin Jenkins is kind of moving over to another position. You got the picks in the draft. Because we've been talking ad nauseum about Paris Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Peter Skoronsky, guys like that. What are they gonna do on the offensive side of the ball? But then after that, not only that, you go out and you make a trade where you get DJ Moore and all those other guys, sign some glue guys like Robert Tunyon to run those two tight end sets and everything. And they've also had the number one rushing attack. So I feel like if Justin goes out and balls just like Jalen did, hopefully, we hope that he gets them to a Super Bowl. Would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
But even if he does go out and ball, he's in line to get paid. I don't know if it now. I don't know if it's gonna be, the 51 million annual that he's gonna get,
That's a lot of money
but
right
because
there.
that's a lot of bread.
A lot of money.
Jalen got it. Um,
Jalen got it.
hey,
Jalen got it.
I
Hey,
don't know
let
if
me
it's
hold
gonna be the
some.
51 M's, but at the end of the day, he's gonna be in line for a solid, really nice contract if he goes out and balls with the roster that
Sure.
Post is giving him this year.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that. I think the interesting thing about this is one, Jalen Hurts has an agent.
Yeah,
All right. He has
yeah.
an agent. And
I know where you going.
she went out there and she did her thing with that as being a part of Clutch Sports as well. So he has an agent.
Hey, real quick too. It's an all female. He got an all female team.
Uh
All
his
female
primary
team.
staff
Yeah,
is
yeah. His
predominantly
primary staff is
female.
all female.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And
That's
I
dope.
think I think I read somewhere, this could be, I haven't been able to really look into this, but um I think
What's good,
she signed with Clutch Sports after she had already
Mm-hmm.
acquired Jalen Hurts. But either way, here's the thing. We'll touch on that later. But the primary thing is, like you mentioned, what have you done for me lately, League? And so Jalen Hurts being able to go from, I mean, he wasn't a starter. I think he was a second rounder, if that. Um, you got to think, coming from college, he got replaced by Tua.
Mm-hmm.
So going from getting replaced by Tua to now being in the situation you are, talk about a story arc. My man has gone in 3 years. In 3 years, he's absolutely changed his entire life. Absolutely changed his entire life by making the
Yeah.
right moves, being humble, working hard, and having an agent. All right,
Yeah.
so
Nah.
there's a
Yeah.
it's a reason why I want to put emphasis on that, because I think ultimately, as I get this, we want to see what you all have to say, man. Hey, keep the chat clean, but we want to see what y'all got to say, man. I love having the chat overlay. Um, it would be really, if we are in the situation where we have to consider paying Justin Fields $51 million, that means we've done a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
good in
Yeah.
Chicago. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
the thing is, the price went up. Jalen
Hey,
Hurts
hey,
got
hey,
it
yesterday's price ain't today's
is
price.
not today's price, and everything has already been lined up. If you look at what we've done, what were our deficiencies? We said, hey, he has no one to throw to. You got people to throw to now.
Yep.
We say, hey, he ain't got no protection. We're fixing protection. We haven't drafted yet. We
Yeah.
still may trade back and get more pieces. And this is a tackle heavy draft. I didn't realize how many
Hey,
good tackles were in this
I
draft.
keep telling y'all, tight ends and tackles.
Tight ends and tackles.
I keep telling y'all, tight ends and tackles, man.
Hey man, listen, I didn't realize that until I really started to go into it, because we're going to be doing some special exclusive stuff on playback side. On the playback side, we're going to be breaking down the actual tape. I did a dry run of this before. We got that fixed. We're going to actually watch collectively as a group this tape, and we're going to sit there and have our own draft board, man. We're going to do this as we get ready for the draft. And I didn't realize how many it was. I mean, not just Broderick, not just Pierce Johnson, not just Peter Scaranci, not just those people, but I mean, even later rounds, it's a lot of people there. MC was good with you. Bike was good with you. Like, it's a lot of good people in this draft that Pose can absolutely rack up by being strategic with these draft picks. So even if he doesn't stay at 9, I'm like, yo, I'm feel more confident now because I've done my research, right? I was being a real fan and homer when I was like, Pose needs to get Peter at 9 or Paris at 9, which I'm not mad at if he does.
Yeah.
But if he trades back, I can see this being one of the things that we absolutely sure up on. And he's done it the right way. So, like, do I think that Justin's going to all of a sudden have a miraculous season? We're in the Super Bowl and then he gets paid $51 million? No, I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't think it's going to play out like the Lamar Jackson situation, which is ultimately what this kind of lends towards. The funny thing is, yesterday was about Jalen Hurts getting paid. The entire news cycle was about how Lamar Jackson didn't. Like, if you look at it, that's what the entire thing is.
which was wild.
This news cycle is right now. What we're talking about is Justin Fields, and could he get the bag? Absolutely. Justin has an agent for one. Justin has a team that's building around him, and Justin has the opportunity to go out there and show what he could absolutely get the bag. I don't think the Bears are going to make him the highest paid. I don't think that's going to happen. Like, he could go to a Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to do it.
Okay. So my thing is this.
He would be a top
I'm
10 paid.
Yeah, I could see him being top 10 paid. I think my thing with it is like at the end of the day, it's kind of like I told you yesterday with Lamar. I don't think that, but like yes, Lamar wants to get paid, but I think that element that you talked about is like you have to also pay everybody else to have weapons around you. Um, to have weapons around you absolutely matters. So
Mhm.
I don't think he even wants to be that number one guy because he knows that hey, for me to be successful, like I need everybody else to go out and also get paid so they happy and they stay because that's gonna make my life easier. The one thing I did want to say too, as pertaining to the draft, you were talking about some of the tackles. This is where it you kind of run into good situations, especially where the Bears are, because even if you do trade back, all those guys
Mhm.
that you mentioned are nice. The reason why we talked, the reason why we talked about the Packers last year giving up one of their prime guys, and he goes to the Bears even though he gets hurt. His name is drawing a blank for me right now. The Bears got him. I'm drawing a blank with his name, but the reason why he can lead the Packers and go to the Bears and the Packers are fine is because the Packers always stack up on O-line help. The reason why,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, the reason why, Kansas City, for example, or Orlando Brown,
Lucas Patrick.
Lucas Patrick.
Thank,
Thanks,
thank you.
Thanks,
Talk,
Baki. Appreciate you.
man, listen,
Hey,
Baki
hey, hey,
Wojnarowski out
yeah.
there, bro.
Hey
That's
man,
what's up.
I appreciate you. I was drawing a blank. The reason why Kansas City can move on from Orlando Brown. Hey, we got this dude waiting in the wings. Same thing. We don't really gotta pay him. It's also like this next man up mentality to the point where like, okay, even if we do have to pay Justin
Mhm.
and he's in those like top 10 line of QBs, at the same time, it's like, okay, even if we can't pay somebody else on the O line or the D line, we got this other guy that we got faith in order for him to step up. So that way now he can be a four down type of guy. So
Yeah.
these are absolutely the good problems that we talk about in terms of like maintaining a roster, because
Yeah.
even if I'm gonna tell you right now, whoever the Bears pick is gonna be cool. But like at the end of the day, the Eagles know, hey, yeah, Jason Kelsey's getting older. Like, and
He almost
yeah,
retired.
but yeah, while he's still like
He almost retired.
gonna be a prime time guy on the offensive line, and the offensive line is gonna be straight. Could you imagine them getting the Peter Skomrowski or Paris Johnson to also go with that O line when he does leave?
Yeah.
Like these are also gonna be good problems. So that's why it's imperative for Post to capitalize with these picks, even if he does stay or go back
Yeah.
in this draft.
Yeah. You know what the interesting thing about it is, it's like you mentioned, team construction is absolutely, you don't win without the right team around you. And the funny thing is, the whole reason why, and I know some people are gonna sit there and grill me about this, the whole reason why I was even vaguely considering a Justin Fields trade was not because I didn't like Justin, but because I didn't have any inkling or any faith or anything to go off of to know that Poles was going to be able to fill in those pieces and acquire some of the things that he did. There just wasn't any track record there, and that's not necessarily, that's not a knock on either one of them, right? Poles this is his first time as a GM, and you see that he's done well. But if you would ask me, walking into it very first day, if I thought that Poles was going to make some of these moves that he just made,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, I don't know. Like, it's his first go around, and I have no idea exactly what's happening. I like the direction, I like his attitude and stuff like that, but not all well thought out plans are executed
Mm-hmm.
for a variety of different reasons. And so, I was like, hey, if we're not gonna help this kid, that's why I was like, hey, let's just move on from him. Reset this QB clock. You get to start fresh. We get to work through some of those mistakes, because it's he's on a learning curve just like everyone else is. Like, this is the first time the Bears have had a real football organization. I want people to understand that. Like, a lot of teams have had VPs, real football guys there. We had a mom and pop shop, legitimately a mom and pop shop. And it's not, it is what it is, right? And so, like, hey, I had no faith that this was going to turn around as quickly as it did. Like, I had no faith that this would be. I thought that we would be sitting there, we would suck into Arlington. I was in my mind prepared to suck into Arlington,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm happy to see that where we are. We have someone competent. We have someone that's played. We have football guys that have made these changes, can turn things around, and give us this level of hope to that point that we can even have this conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it also lends to, while we are feeling good about that, I do want to talk about this is not just Chicago sports. We're gonna talk about everything on the Daily Show. Um, we feel good in Chicago. Obviously, the Eagles feel good. But does this also give way to the fact that Lamar may have overplayed his hand? Let
So
me clarify that for a
okay,
second. The
okay.
reason I say that is because the reports are out and the Ravens are standing on their report. The Ravens are not backing down. The Ravens have doubled down. They've had several people who have been accredited report this. Lamar was offered a $200 million contract. Lamar was offered a $200 million contract. Now, mind you, there were several kickers and things of that nature that got it up to that value. But it was essentially a 3-year, $133 million deal that had the possibility in kickers to get up to $200 million in guarantees. It absolutely did. The Ravens are doubling down on that. The Ravens are not backing down. And if you look at it, the way that they've been breaking down these contracts, man, um, he actually would have got paid more year over year than Jalen Hurts. So is this a matter of maybe he didn't understand? Maybe the language there, like the language there can get confusing. I've been looking at it. I've been like, I look low key. I really want to probably make a pivot and be an agent because like this is fun
Bruh,
right now, dog.
hey,
This is
hey,
this is
I'm
fun.
telling you, I never really like, for some reason, I feel like you could do that. Like, I'm confident that you can do that. I'm not playing.
Man, I appreciate that. Like I legit,
I'm not playing. I feel like you can do that.
I legit want to do. I legit would like, hey, I would go work at Clutch Sports. Like I legit, I would want to go work there. So like, I say all this to say, did the Lamar overplay his hand? Did he overvalue what he did 3 years ago? And did he try to wait out the market too soon because no one else has gotten Deshaun Watson's contract? Like Jalen Hurts has more money with the kickers and stuff like that and the different guarantees. Like, but even with all his guarantees, Jalen Hurts is like very marginally over with the guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
And Deshaun Watson has restructured his contract for the Browns twice at this point. So did he overplay his hand and not really realize, or did he play it right?
I think okay. So this is my thing.
You got agent vibes.
I think he, for real.
Hey man, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Like I hope he meant that as a
Um,
compliment. I don't know, but
yeah, I'm gonna say that I don't think he overplayed his hand because I think when you win MVP, I think that puts you in a specific category that I feel like
it's 3 seasons ago.
he felt. I mean, I get that, but at some point, like I said, he kind of felt like okay, like either you're gonna pay me because it did because this is what I did for you and this is what my value is, or you're going to you're going to try to put pieces around me, which that they never did both. So now
So they never did both.
so now pertaining to the situation with the reporter yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, it's like okay, cool. It's upwards of 200 M's guaranteed. Finally, like, okay, that's what I was asking for the whole time. Me personally, I think now if it was under any other type of circumstances and the Baltimore Ravens didn't have the relationship they had with Lamar, he would have signed it. But it's like Odell was talking about in his press conference. Oh, Lamar never gave me any assurances that he was gonna play. I mean, I hope he plays. I think that I think that the relationship is so sour now that he's just like, okay, y'all like this is the value because I'm pretty sure that the Ravens probably talked to some other owners and was like, all right, this is a cool deal that you can bring to the table. And he probably liked that deal, but the relationship is so sour that he's like, okay, I can probably go get this somewhere else and forget y'all because
Mm-hmm.
y'all ain't done right by me.
I gotta say this, man. You mentioned it not too long ago. You said this is what have you done for me lately, league, right? So I want to put this into perspective. This is like, let's take this back to 2018.
Okay.
This is like Lamar Jackson asking to get paid. This is like Cam Newton asking to get paid top dollar in 2018 for what he did in 2015 when he won MVP. Do you all even remember what what Cam Newton looked like in 2018?
Nah, I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not
I
to sit there
don't.
and say
I ain't
Cam
gonna
was
lie.
playing bad. I think in 2018 he had a decent season. But the point is, like, I use Cam Newton specifically because he's the same type of QB. Now you can argue whether or not he has a better arm than the Lamar has a better arm than Cam, whatever. I'm not doing that. Cam Newton was a freak of nature, force of nature, was MVP, couldn't stop him. They crowned him in 2015. Would you have given him or made him the highest paid player 3 years later?
Uh, I mean, not 3 years later.
Since
Not
Lamar
not
Jackson's
three.
been
If you was gonna do it, it would have to be the year after.
he, talk to me. That's
I'm,
it.
I'm
That's
yeah,
the
no,
me
it
and
would
you
have
on
to
the
be
same page.
no,
That's why you need an agent.
but see,
That's
like
why you need an agent.
that's why like I'm not even gonna hold you. Before like when the video
Oh,
came
Steve
out,
was so disrespectful.
yeah, when the video came out, um and we was doing the whole back and forth like that's what I was saying like yo they never did right by him like if you was gonna pay him it should have been a year after he got the MVP like it was like hey we got some things that we trying to build here you never did that it wasn't like I was disagreeing with you I mean
No, I see what you're saying.
yeah I was right with you I just felt like yeah in Cam's situation just like in Lamar's situation like you gonna pay me for what I did in 2015 and 2016 because now we got to go back to the table. But in Lamar's case, it was like okay, you get like I put you in position to be great multiple times, and I came through, and you didn't do nothing for me. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm right with you. You got to pay him the year after, not 3 years later, because it's not the same player.
It's not. He's not. He hasn't. And the funny thing is, he's been injured. And you could sit there and say, well, a lot of people have gotten injured and stuff like that. And I hear that narrative online. It's like, well, Joe Burrow got injured. It's like, are we really comparing Lamar Jackson to Joe Burrow as a QB? Like, first of all, they're two different style of QBs, and Joe Burrow is a better QB. Joe Burrow walked in a better QB. Like, it's just like we can admit that. Like
Joe
we can.
Burrow had 3 playoff wins off rip, which is more than Dak. More, it's more than some guys that's getting paid 40 M's right now. Like
Yeah, Joe Burrow is so good at this point that they still consider him to be better. Some consider him better to be better than Patrick Mahomes.
well,
Like
yeah,
that's how good he is.
because he's beat him what three times and what twice in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, I get that part. The thing I don't like about that is Joe Burrow didn't beat Patrick Mahomes. His defense beat Patrick Mahomes. He don't play Patrick Mahomes. I be hating that narrative. It's like your defense versus my guys
You
versus
gotta
your
build
guys
like
is
a
really what just
storyline though.
happened, right? Like, and I think sometimes the Bengals is just like their defense was just on one, but like I. I don't. I think it's blasphemous to sit there and say he's better than Patrick Mahomes, but that's a different story. Like I'm a Patrick Mahomes fan for sure, through and through. But I was also an Alex Smith fan. I'm also an Andy Reid fan for those who
Mm-hmm.
don't know. So like I like what they've kind of built over there. So but yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like I think the Jalen Hurts contract helps Justin Fields because now we see what's possible in such a quick turnaround. Like what a real season of success can look like. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was only one season for him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. He had one really, really good season. He's the highest paid player in the NFL.
Well, I
That's
mean, the thing about it is this,
and you
right?
pay off potential. I get that. You pay off potential.
Yeah, and he was already 8-8 when they like when they finally put him in. They just needed that one receiver to get them over the top. I think the reason why I like this deal is because of what you said earlier. Like, I mean, his story arc was crazy. Like, I remember like watching him at Alabama. I was like, bro's a running back. Like, and no. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, he wasn't that accurate with the ball. Alabama defense was just that dominant that they was like, hey, like we're really like that, and he was like really Mitch Trubisky in that mug where it was like, okay, you can operate with a short field.
Man, you gonna stop dissing Mitchell
Leave.
Trubisky.
Hey, you gave up on that. You
I
gave up on
hey,
that.
listen, I backed up off of it, but I still hey, listen,
Hey,
to this day, Mitchell Trubisky still
hey,
has more passing yards than Lamar Jackson.
oh man, but
Put that in
nah,
your pipe and smoke it. That's all
he
I gotta
go
say
he
about that.
goes to he goes to Oklahoma, and Lincoln Riley's like, hey, I can develop you into a pretty good passer. Goes to Oklahoma, dominates. Goes to the Eagles, and they put him in position, and the rest is history. So I mean, I think that's the reason why I like the story.
Yeah,
As pertaining to the Bears, I really do hope it happens. I
for
I
sure.
think it will. I think they'll be like way better than they were before. Justin can finally shut some of the haters up.
Yep.
But I mean, it's just a wait and see deal. I mean, everything looks good on paper. I mean, I'll tell you this though, really good Madden team. I promise you, I'll be using them on Madden next.
Really good Madden team.
Really good Madden team. I promise you, I'll be using them on Madden. But we not gonna know what these mugs look like until they hit the field. So I'm
More
actually hoping
design
that he
runs.
dominates.
Hey, the craziest thing, man, is I just like the fact that so I have a very I have a business background, worked for myself for several years,
Mm-hmm.
went into tech, right? And so like I have used sports as like my motivation. Like I didn't go to the league, whatever like that. So like I've made business and sales my like realm. Like that's my contact sport. And so I draw inspiration from all of these things. I'm actually going to create a separate channel just solely focusing on that one because it's like if you really think that sports is tough, wait till you get into a high level business. Oh God, it's a whole different ball game. But like I say all that to say, like it's the story arc, like you mentioned. It's only 2 years. He got drafted what three? He got drafted in 2020. So to go from fighting for the job with what Carson Wentz,
No, that was
fighting
Nick.
for that
That was Nick. Wait, no, that was Carson. That was Carson.
Carson
My bad.
Wentz,
Go off. Go off.
um, to getting in. I mean, we were still talking about him not even getting like him getting traded last year. Like,
Ah,
can you
yeah. That
like
yeah.
last year they were like, it's not just me because I didn't like his
I
game.
know
Like
it was everybody, but no,
I'm
but
talking about
but
trading him.
nobody knew. Nobody
Nobody
knew.
knew. So I used that to I wanted to title this live that because Justin Fields is in the exact same situation in many respects. No one knew. No one knew. Um, no one knows rather. Like we see the potential, we see what he can do, we know he can use his legs, but we don't really know what he can be to his fullest extent as a passing QB and a complete playmaker. And this is going to be our first season to do it, and he could absolutely have the same trajectory. Like there's nothing stopping him, in my opinion, from having the same trajectory. And I think he can be a better passer than Jalen Hurts. I'm still on the fence about Jalen Hurts as a passer. Whatever you want to say, you when you pay top level receivers, their job is to make the QB right. So
Like
it's a two-part thing. So I let
it,
I
it,
say all that to say, man, we're gonna as we move forward to the second half of this, man, we're gonna go into some NBA because I mean the NBA playoffs has been
yeah,
wild.
nah, we got to talk about. I was gonna text you last night, but I saw you in the Discord, so I'm just like I ain't even. Yeah,
We gotta talk about it, man. But I listen. If you are in the chat, If you listen to this later, man, put your comments and want to hear your thoughts on what you feel. How does Jalen Hurts contract really in situation, his entire story arc really? How does that give us hope for Justin Fields and what's possible there, man? We want to hear your thoughts on that as well, man. So Stefan down, let's move on, man. Let's move on to some NBA,
What's
bro.
good? Hit me with it.
You just want to talk. You just want to just address the elephant in the room. You just want to talk about it.
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead, man.
All right, let's talk about it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Draymond Green. Draymond Green is in the news again. He may even be suspended. Like that's yet to be determined. As Sabonis X-rays have not come back yet. At least I haven't seen it
Nah,
reported yet.
X-rays came back negative.
I
X-rays
mean,
came back negative. He's gonna get further. He's gonna get further testing.
we knew them that X-rays came back. That man sold the crap out of that. I'm not on the
He Eddie
he sold.
Guerrero the mess out of that.
Bro,
He Eddie Guerrero the mess out of that.
I'm sorry. So, I mean, let's talk about it, man. Let's tell me what you saw. And for anyone who didn't see or who doesn't know, Draymond Green is in the news because he stomped on Sabonis's chest or stomach after his leg was pulled. Several people are. I mean, this is a very divisive topic.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get with Steph. I want to see where you at with it. We talk about what everybody else got to say about it.
All right, so I kind of want to I'm gonna address this, but I kind of want to talk about I'm gonna kind of etch into the series as well.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so because I'm sitting up there, I'm watching it, off rip, I'm like automatically, I feel like the Kings just look faster than the Warriors to me. Like the Warriors kind of tried to kick it in an overdrive and that fourth, but it was like the Kings is already locked in, and I felt like when the Draymond thing happened, that they were absolutely the Warriors. I mean, the Warriors were absolutely getting punked. I felt like that, I felt like they was punking them. So Draymond in true Draymond fashion was like, "Yo, I got to try to get my guys going." Steph grabbed the board. Sabonis was like, "Okay, I already know that you're trying to get 5 anyway. I'm gonna grab this foot, sold the mess out of it. Draymond being Draymond, okay, you doing this? Fine, I'm finna stomp you." And he sold it. And right when he went to the bench, you kind of heard him telling them, "Hey, we gotta get going. We gotta pick it up. We gotta pick it up," which is cool. I like that.
Facts.
But now you're not in the game. You got your team going. They come back. You leave. They tie the game. They need you win now. As good as that, as good as that was that you did that, you also played yourself, because not only did you stump them and now you guys are down 0-2, you run the possibility of getting suspended when you know for sure that they're gonna need you for game 3. So now, not only do you go down 0-2, but you run a risk of also getting swept because you made the mistake of doing that. And then after that, you turned around, you played to the crowd. Like, what's up with all the extracurriculars? And you knew, wow, okay, yeah, Sabonis grabbed them, this, and this. The second guy always gets caught. The second guy always gets caught. I never in a million years, because I did say that this was going 7, and I thought that the Warriors could get you a game on the road, but I didn't see this. The Kings are flat out punking them. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I don't think the Kings are. For one, I had the Kings winning in 7. But
They're faster than them right now.
They are faster. They're also younger, and I've told people this before. The main reason why the Kings have the fighting chance is because if you really, really look at it, Mike Brown got those boys ready to play. Mike Brown was pivotal, and Mike Brown has 3 rings with the Warriors organization, if I'm not mistaken. 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So he's been there.
2. I think it's 2, but he's been there.
So he was there with KD when things were easy. He was there without KD when they had to go through with the Celtics. Like, he's been there, and he's seen how that organization runs. He's seen how that system runs. If there's anyone I wouldn't want to match up against, it's the guy that's been with me and knows all my secrets.
Mm-hmm.
And so Steve Kerr, heck of a coach, heck of a staff. But year over year, you don't drastically change everything within your system. So there is an advantage for Mike Brown because all Mike Brown really had to do is really put belief into those young boys and say, hey, listen, like the Kings are playing with house money in so many respects because they haven't even been in the playoffs for 16 years.
That's
You
a
see what I'm saying?
this is a dope thing to see though.
You ain't
This
been
is a
in the
real dope
playoffs.
thing
It's
to
I
see.
love that crowd, bro. I love it. I love that crowd and I love that energy. I love it for that city. The
Mm-hmm.
like the beam thing. I don't know who came up with that. That's cold to me. I love it.
Hey,
The Bulls need to do something like that. We need something like that. That's cold to me. Like the Philly has ring the bell. They got like the beam. I don't know who else has what. I don't care. But we need
hey,
something.
Chicago, come talk to me. I got you. We gonna look it up.
Oh, what you got?
Hey, hey, I'm pretty sure I can come up with something, bro. You know
Yeah.
I'm pretty off the
Hey, put
I'm
it
on
in the
the fly with
community
this, man.
tab, man. We gonna see
They
what
need to
you
come
got.
holler at me.
For those who just tuning in, man, I know what the title says. We talked about Jalen Hurts earlier. Go back and listen to this on. You can replay this once we're done. We've moved on to some NBA talk. As I mean, this is the daily show, not just the Bears talk. So, with that being said, man, let's keep it going with this. I don't think Draymond was wrong. I don't think Draymond was wrong. I think Draymond, one was trying to brace himself. If you really look at it again,
Mm-hmm.
he was already that little weird jump you saw afterwards.
Yeah.
He was already in the process of that when Sabonis he got caught. So the people want to say, Sabonis caught him. It was incidental. I don't think it was incidental.
Nah, bro,
He
he full on like
he
grabbed him
grabbed
and
his
then
leg. I
and then
don't care what
wrapped
nobody
his.
says.
Yeah, bro. Nah, he got him.
Draymond can only land one way, and if I'm gonna choose my particular safety over yours, and the way that Draymond would have failed, he would have failed dead on Sabonis's bent knee. Nah, like you did that, you gotta hold that. Like he didn't to me, he didn't sit there and just massively stomp that man. He was like trying to gather himself again. Like, and hey, you did it. That's your chest. That's on you. Like you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So that's what happened. Now, if he had sat there, got his foot loose, had his balance, and then just stomped him, like that'd be different. Like, all right, Draymond, you tripping. But I didn't see that. And a lot of NBA players didn't see that. Dame tweeted it immediately. That wasn't a flagrant, this, that, and that. Like a lot of people have already come out and said, nah, Sabonis was in the wrong. Shaq himself was like, hey, Shaq said he would have just stomped him, which
Yeah, well, I
early
can. Yeah,
2000 Shaq would have
yeah,
stomped him.
nah. Hey, that's one boot. Did you want? Hey, I'm not
Hey,
taking. Hey, what?
there is a
Nah,
group
bro.
of kids and young adults right now who have never got to see live footage of Shaq in action. The tape don't always do it justice, but to see that man, I've seen Shaq in person as a kid once, and it was just in passing. He scared the crap out of me. It's only two people in life who've made me feel so small. I was just like, okay, that's probably why I would have never made the league. Him and Dwight Howard.
Oh
I
yeah,
saw
nah.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight was
That man's shoulders was like out here, and he was man, dude, my freakishly huge human being. Nah, dog, I'm cool. With all that being said, though, the Kings will win this series simply because they play the same system.
Mhm.
If you look at it, the Kings are number one in offense. Warriors are number two. They both have the same defensive challenges. And you're playing with house money. They got
Yep.
nothing to lose. This is the first time we've been in the playoffs in 16 years. And now we got to play the defending champs first round. And I'm up 2-0.
Yeah,
If the
that's
Kings
wild.
lose this series and it go in 7 games, everyone's gonna say, man, look out for the Kings. If the Warriors lose the series, everyone's gonna be like, all right, the dynasty is over. Like that's the storylines is so much more
Yep.
pressure on the
Yep.
Warriors right now.
And I'm gonna say this too. I think the big thing that we missing that legit hasn't been talked about enough because I feel like they've spoke on it and then just let it lie.
Mm-hmm.
The Kings bench has been outplaying the Warriors bench by now.
Cooking.
Malik Monk has absolutely cooked.
who's a
Then
starter in anybody else's league.
then Davion Mitchell comes off the bench, and honestly, we've been looking for this dude for like I want to say a couple months now, and it's just like okay, he comes out, he gets you 15, and it's like, bro, wait to stay ready. Way to stay right, like they're absolutely cooking every single Golden State guard, and I'm looking over at the other side, like put like what Jordan Poole's highlight yesterday was doing the spirit finger to make Sabonis miss the 2 free throws. Like, bro, where were you at yesterday?
My
Like,
biggest issue with Golden State, to be honest with you, is the lack of development for their younger players.
I was being horrible.
And there's a reason why, and it's a hard situation. I want y'all to understand this. When do you decide to move on from a team that's taking you to the finals? What is it, 7 times, 8 times?
Dang.
He lost twice. They won 4, so 6 times. Let's just say 6, 6, 7
6.
times. But they've been a mainstay in our minds and a fixture in these finals talks since 2015. It's 2023. Like they've been good that long. With no matter what. I mean, they had some down years. Don't get me wrong, but they came right back. So it's like, when do you decide to move on from the team that got you there? Right. And it's how do you get those young guys involved? Kuminga, to me, should have already been involved. His development should have progressed further. But that also means that somebody got to take a back seat. Who does that? Right. Naturally, it's going to be Draymond, because Draymond doesn't shoot like that. But that also puts more pressure on Steph, because Steph now has to play. He has to initiate the offense in a way that he doesn't naturally do anymore. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Wiggins, to me, is, everyone thought it was a bad contract or they saved him. I think Andrew Wiggins is filling the same role KD filled for Golden State. Who can beat their guy off the dribble, get a bucket inside and out better than anyone else on the floor? Andrew Wiggins, when you saw it, when he puts his mind to it, I'm gonna get to this midi.
Oh yeah, nah.
Bucket.
When he puts his mind to it, he's still like he's like that. He's
And,
like that.
am I gonna say he's better than Steph? No. But right now, is he more effective than Clay? Yeah. Right now, he's more effective on the floor than Clay. It's a hard statement to make, but you got to look at it.
Yeah. I would say especially defensively, because like it's been prevalent, and this is why.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the Kings have been cooking them defensively, and there's one thing to say, and this is what I mean when I say it. It's one thing to say like, yeah, like nobody can stay in front of De'Aaron Fox.
Nobody.
Everybody agrees De'Aaron is like one of the fastest in the league. You gotta put Andrew Wiggins on him. So what does that leave? Okay, Malik Monk is on Clay. When Clay's body is right, he probably could stay in front of him, but he's been getting cooked. Like, and then you like I said, Jordan Poole hasn't really been giving me anything offensively. So it's like Malik Monk is like, I'm playing with house money. I'm finna cook you.
Yeah.
Like same thing with Davion Mitchell. So it's like, okay, now, really, it's like you in a tough situation. You in a tough situation, really.
Now, the one thing I will say is the odd part about this series is they got a lot of referee help. They got a lot of referee help. And so I'm never going to count them out. They've been down this road. Like, we've counted them out before, and they've absolutely made us hold that. I'm never going to count them out. They got a lot of referee help. And early foul trouble, not being able to have your bigs on the floor, stuff like that. That was something that changed the course of that game. I mean, Draymond had 4 fouls early third quarter. Kevon Looney was gone well before. And all these games have been relatively close up until the last minute. So it's like, I'm not going to count them out. Going back home, Uh, Golden State, I expect them to win both of these games. Kings did what they were supposed to do. They protected home court. I expect the Warriors to do the first. I think Game 5 is the game. Whoever wins Game 5, that's going to win the series. Real talk, I do feel that way, and it's it's just good basketball, man. Playoff basketball is here. It's good basketball, and ultimately, what I look at is how can the Bulls replicate this? That's a hard, like, I know this is a hard, abrupt shift, but it's like, let's be real. The Kings were in, all right, legitimately hell. Like when it comes to basketball, right? Like they haven't been in the playoffs 16 years. They don't necessarily have like a winning pedigree there. They ain't never won a championship. They ain't never won a championship. Like there's a lot to be desired there. But look at what they got. Like they made one good offseason move and they got a good coach, and then they're here. Like they didn't drastically overhaul their roster, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, I mean that they drafted really well, because Keegan Murray's nice, but
They
they
did
but they
draft
made
well.
they made the Sabonis pickup, and then they made the Herder pickup, who also doesn't get mentioned enough because he also had 15.
Dog.
Um,
Straight dog.
yeah,
That man shoot.
I was gonna say, bro, they literally have it where they have, well, okay, first you actually got to take it back, because like, man, you keep saying that was the trade between Indiana and Sacramento was like one of the most even trades in the history of trade, with De'Aaron Fox and
Tyrese
Tyrese
Halliburton.
Halliburton. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they made a decision. They make the decision. You was like, okay, well, in terms of help, who they finna go out and get? I bet we gonna give you the person that we arguably call Baby Jokic. By the way, this man is still doing this and doing this with a broken thumb. Uh, which is wild. I think he was what, second in the league in double doubles. Um, the crazy part about that is, so you go out and get Sabonis. Harrison Barnes has been like a steady mainstay. Like we keep forgetting he's there, but then he catches the body like he did yesterday, and then we was like, oh, uh, you know, I forgot you was here, but nice to meet you. Um,
Nice to meet you.
yeah. It's like they have made great moves, but now it's also time for them to pay these guys afterwards. So now it's kind of like, okay, what do you really do? Because they said it yesterday on the broadcast, like Harrison Barnes actually wants to come back. You're obviously going to have to pay Sabonis. What do you do with some of those bench guys? So it's going to be interesting. The how the Bulls can replicate it. Honestly, the one thing that the Kings got that the Bulls don't, something that JJ keeps saying, something that me and you keep saying, something that Pat keeps saying, it's a mathematics game. They shoot threes and they
They
make
shoot
threes.
threes.
They shoot threes and they make threes. You have to find a way to go get your shooters. Um, I feel like that's gonna be one of the things that's gonna be prevalent on AK's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Again, what do you do with DeMar? Me personally, I've been saying it half the season already. I think that you get rid of DeMar, you have to let Pete Will step up at some point in time. I think with the way that he was playing in the second half of the season, I think the time is now that you got to kind of pull that trigger um on that, and let it be Zach Vooch and P Will, because P Will has to step into that role. But other than that, that's just my 2 cents on it,
Yeah.
because they have everything else, but you just got to put it into motion.
So,
AK's got to make the right moves.
so here's the funny thing, right? Last night, how many threes do you think the Kings hit?
All right, I'm not gonna look it up. I think nah. I'm gonna say probably like 12.
9,
Nah, okay, 3 off.
right? Warriors hit 13. Now, respectively, they've took 38 and 40 apiece, right? 40 for the Warriors, 38 for the Kings. I say that to say this. I think the Bulls could have made if they could have gotten to the playoffs, the way that the playoffs are being the way that the playoffs are being refed, the way that the games, how physical they're allowing them to be, the Bulls could have had a fighting chance against a lot of teams. In fact, I think the Bulls could have matched up against the Warriors, the way it's being played, the way they're allowing them to be physical. Because when you increase the physicality of the game, you know what naturally happens? Them long threes don't hit the same, right? Excuse me. That shooting percentage goes down a little bit when you have people who have to play both ends of the both sides of the floor. That's what naturally happens when the physicality increases, which is why if anyone really wants to fact check me on this one, go back and you look at those earlier years in NBA basketball. The more hand checking I was allowed to do, the harder it was for you to get off the shot, the lower your shooting percentage. Paul George has an interesting take on it. He says, if I'm playing both sides of the floor, by the time I get the ball on the offensive end from stopping you, I am tired. So getting this shot up, I don't care about the shooting percentage. I'm just trying to score at this point. Like that's a real two-way mentality. You have to consider that. So I think we could have matched up. The thing about this is I think I agree with you. I think we have to allow one person to step up. And I think that's more Zach. And I think that unless DeMar is trying to say that he's in a stage of his career where he's going to take a real backseat to that.
But the real backseat would be the bench, no?
No. He didn't have to be the bench. Like I use this is a poor analogy, but I use this as an example. Like Clay was whose team was it? You knew it was Steph's team.
Right.
Right. But there was a time where Clay could absolutely make a claim to be a better shooter than Steph. But it was Steph's team.
True.
You know? You look at Giannis and Chris Middleton. It's Giannis's team. But if I really need a bucket,
Chris closes.
Chris closes games. You know, Baki. Oh, breaking news right here. I gotta get my soundboard back up. Breaking news. I appreciate you putting that up there, man. Ja Morant has no broken bones or fractures in his hand. Stats for game 2 was still inserted, but reports are it is more of a pain tolerance issue. Yeah, I hope that's true. I hope that's true. That hand looked broke. I'm sorry. That hand looked broke. Hey, that thing. Hey, I don't care what y'all say. That man couldn't unball.
That man immediately got up and ran to
nah, my G, that's a broken hand. But I see what you're doing. I got you. I respect it. Y'all gonna find a way to shoot it up. You probably like yeah, nah, that man's hand is probably broken. But hey, I want him on the court. So the interesting thing is, man, to just wrap this up before we move on to the next topic, man. The Bulls have a good opportunity, and with a couple of key moves, Bulls can be in the playoffs and giving us the same type of excitement the Kings are giving their fan base. Like a couple of key moves. I don't think we're that far away. No one has the Kings winning a championship. So let's be real.
No,
we're not going to win a championship next year unless we make some major moves. But can we be competitive? Can we have a fighting chance? I absolutely believe that. I believe that we could be a second round team. I believe we can make a conference finals if we have it all clicking on the same cylinder. But we got to get some shooting. Because that's where the league is going. You got to get people who just want to step up in a big moment.
It's a mathematics game. It's a mathematics game, bro.
I think it's a game of will, though.
I mean that too, because you do gotta want it, but I mean I can't. How am I supposed to justify? The other team shooting threes and we can't hit the side of a backboard and we shooting twos.
I think it's ultimately how you make plays for the other people on your team. Like if you look at it, the Warriors hit 13 threes. We've seen Steph and Clay hit 12 threes respectfully by themselves. But as a team, they hit 13 threes. The Kings hit 9. De'Aaron Fox is not a good 3-point shooter.
Oh
but we saw
no.
him knock down some, right? It's all about who can step up and make plays when my other guys are not there. So, like, if Steph is getting locked down, Clay is getting locked down, Draymond is not being able to create the plays. Like, who else is gonna step up? For them was Andrew Wiggins. I'm gonna go get this bucket. Who do we have on our team where if Zach is not doing that, if DeMar is not cooking, we can't get Vooch involved because they're running a double down there every time he gets puts the ball on the floor. Like, who's going to step up and make those particular plays consistently enough that the defense has to keep play honest? We don't know who that guy is yet. We want it to be P. Will. It hasn't been P. Will. We can see that it could be P. Will, but it hasn't been P. Will. We want it
It
to be
needs to
Io.
be.
It wasn't. It wasn't Io. We want it to be Kobe White. It hasn't been Kobe White, right? And I'm not saying it can't ever be, but let's be real. It just hasn't been. So, like, who do we
Absolutely.
get to fill in those roles? That's the thing that we're looking at, and that's just my opinion. When I look at when I look at the game of basketball, I'm not looking at necessarily who all is making the big shots and stuff like that. Who is creating opportunities for the other guy? And sometimes we don't have that. But man, let's close this out, man, with some predictions tonight. We got a couple games. Appreciate everybody been rocking with us, man. We got a couple games tonight. We just gonna skip over the Nets and the Philly game because I mean, y'all really think the Nets got a chance?
I know.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, no.
They got some good trade pieces over there. I would love to do
No,
business.
no. Hey, listen, Mikael Bridges and Cam Johnson. Like I feel like that's a good way to like usher your team into like the next era. Cause I feel like now like Mikael's gonna be able to take off and be that absolute two-way monster that we absolutely think he's gonna be. But they ain't got no shot, bro. Like that, yeah. Joel had 15 rebounds at half, and I think it was like 19 for the game. Like they don't got enough. It was a good story, but it's over.
Interestingly enough, Doc Vaughn has gone away from some of the very players that gave him excitement earlier this season. Like Utah doesn't play as much. Utah didn't play at all, realistically. Joe Harris doesn't get as much tick. Seth Curry doesn't get as much tick. Royce is still in the lineup, but like, you still the Cam Johnson, Mikael Bridges, they came in and just took those spots over. And I think that's something he has to revisit because Utah gave him a lot.
Utah's actually a nice player.
I think so.
Utah's a nice player.
So,
I mean,
like
he needs to stop getting dunked on as much, but
you know what that means? He just getting active, baby. That's all that is. He getting active. He trying.
At least he out there trying.
At least he out there trying. I can't fault a man from trying, man. Earn your money how you do. Just don't end up on every poster. All right. That's like. I mean, James Harden did James Harden stuff. Tyrese Maxey scored 33. They left him open half the game. Tobias Harris did Tobias Harris stuff. If you were in the Discord, I told y'all Tobias Harris has to be the one to go off. And sure enough, he was going to start to go off. And then Tyrese Maxey was open half the game. Like Joel had darn near a 20-20 game. He had 20 points, 19 rebounds, 7 assists. Like, yeah, dog. I don't know.
I don't know. But I will say he had this one absolute dot. I think they doubled him, and while his back was turned, he threw like an over the head corner pass to Maxey in the corner for the 3. I think that was for like his 7th assist.
Yeah, like
man,
we all got. I mean, if it's not a clean sweep, it's a gentleman's sweep. I mean, it's not much to break down there. We got the Sixers steamrolling the Nets. Yeah. It's a midseason trade. You got there because of KD and Kyrie. Let's be real. Like Kyle Kuzma was absolutely correct. You got there because of Kyrie and KD. So
11 and 13 since the break.
Yeah, we're gonna move on from that one. So today we got some games. Atlanta Hawks in Boston, Knicks and Cavs, which is a really good man. That series been cooking, bro. I like that first game. And LA versus the Suns. Let's start at the top, man. We'll just speedball it real quick. By the way, we got 2 games starting at the same time.
Crazy.
That's real?
Yeah, because you got 3 games on, so you kind of want to hit that last one. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
They usually do that a couple of times in the postseason. Wait, what?
The Hawks play at 6. The Knicks play at 6:30. They both East Coast teams.
Yeah, I would at least try to put I say put the game at like 4:30 or something. 4:30, 6:30, or 9 would have been like.
I mean, he could have started one game at 5:30, started this game at 7. The LA and Suns, that's a West Coast team. They're 2, 3 hours ahead
Yeah,
from.
you
What are we doing here? All
could have
right,
started at
hey
9:30.
somebody get me in touch with Adam. Somebody do hey something. Listen, I'm telling you, y'all give me a shot. I could do a I can make magic right here. Well, not magic, but I can make stuff click. Don't worry about it. Man, Atlanta Hawks versus Boston Celtics, man. I really don't want to break this down because I got them getting smacked. Like,
Hey, I got Boston. That was 30 piece in them by half.
I mean, they got people rehabbing. I saw people in full jumpsuits by halftime. Like, nah, we good on that
Hey,
one. We got Boston winning that one. Knicks and Cavs, man. We can break it down a little bit if you want to. I got Knicks, man. Knicks has been cooking right now.
I got the Cavs. I think the reason why the Knicks won that first game was like it was legit first game playoff jitters by Mobley and Allen because they never really been in that situation before. I think they're gonna bounce back. I got
They in the playoffs last season.
no they was in the play they was in the play in. Uh yeah, they was in the play in. So
But Allen's been in the playoffs before. Wasn't he with the Nets?
no, that was Claxton. That was Katie and Claxton.
Hmm.
That was Katie and Claxton. Yeah, because that was when Lowry was still on the Cavs.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
I got Knicks because and I got to put some respect on this man's name, man. Jalen Brunson has absolutely shown out more than I thought he would. Um, and he's harder to stop than I thought he was than I thought he was as
bro,
well. Like he gets to his spot, he gets to a spot. It's like nothing you can really do for
did,
a player his size. I mean, that's impressive. Like it's hard to score the way that he scores at his size in the league. I mean, like
he's been watching Drew Holiday because little back that little back down into that turnaround fade when he knocks that
he
down
knock it down.
every single time, bro. Every single
I
time.
I also think that and this is weird to say that Tibbs is using more of his lineup than I thought he would, which is weird. It's really really
Hey,
weird
if you want to win,
because like by the way, RJ has been trash. Uh, RJ was trash that first game. I know it was only one game, but he was trash. Um, but Josh Hart, 17 points, 10 rebounds off the bench, 8 of 11. Quickly, he got 23 minutes, but he was out there getting active. I mean, he's playing Obi Toppin a little more than I thought he would. I thought Obi
mm-hmm.
Toppin was gonna still be getting 10 minutes. He gave him 14. Obi Toppin rewarded him by giving him 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 or 4 from the field, and knocked down the three. I mean, which I think Obi Toppin still has a higher ceiling than Patrick Williams. I stand on that. Yeah, I got the Knicks, man. I hate to say it, but I got the Knicks because your boy D Mitch, that boy don't know what not a pass look like. That boy out there just
Yeah,
letting that bad
nah.
boy fly. Like that man took 16 threes.
I'm a shooting guard.
Dog,
I
ain't no
I shoot,
pass.
I shoot, and I guard. Ain't no,
The pass in that. Dog, 16 threes.
bro.
Hey, at what point do you stop taking the threes? You only hit 6 of them.
Hey, but that's what I said though. But he's been doing that all season, man. He's been doing that all season. So
He
I
took
can't.
30 shots, bro.
Hey, bro.
Now, mind you, he hit 14 of them. So I mean, I guess you could argue a 50%, you know, like slightly under 50%, but you took 30 shots.
Yeah,
Like you wasn't
yeah,
cooking
bro.
that much to like 38 points off 30 shots. Nah, we got to do something, my G. We got to rotate around. Um, Last but not least, man, we got the last game of the day: Clippers versus Suns. Um, yeah,
I I got the Suns just based off necessity. Like they have to win this game. If they don't win this game, I think it's a wrap. Like I know that the bench is what it is, but I need a game. I need a game from Aiden. I need a game from Aiden. At at
yeah,
at at some point he's gonna have to play big because Zubac is just out there just dominating, and it's like
yeah.
the I'm gonna say this because I was actually thinking about this. him and Vooch actually pretty much average the same numbers. The difference between him and Vooch, I could tell the Vooch is out there.
Oh wow.
I could tell the Vooch is out there. Cause you giving me you basically giving me 17 and 11, 16 and 10. I mean he's a double double, but like what's the imprint on the game really?
I gotta give credit where credit is due. Devin Booker played some of the best defense I've ever seen him play that game.
Oh
He had four
yeah.
steals and 3 blocks. Man was getting busy. Um, I chalk this up to two things. One, I think the Suns will win mainly because they're gonna do one thing like late game. They're gonna give the best guy on the floor the ball. Kevin Durant's the best guy on that
Yeah.
court. Kevin Durant, no matter what court he walks onto, like when he turned around and said, "I'm a god," like it's a flex, but it's one of those flex from an NBA player. You'd be like, Kevin Durant can do anything he wants to on his floor.
Yeah.
There's no reason why 5 minutes left in the game, you don't have any plays for him. You don't get him the ball in a good position. Like, give the best guy on the floor the ball, and everybody feed around that. I think Chris Paul needs to hit 2 more shots. He was 2 of 8.
He's only gonna get 10 shots a game now.
He was 2 of 8. I need you to go 4 of 8. If they go 4 of 8, they win that game.
Hey, all I need is just like them P. Will 4 loud rebounds. I need them 4 loud shots.
That's what I'm talking about. I want this to be the loudest 8 points in your life, my boy. Like that's all I want. They just need one other guy to step up. Like when you have Kevin Durant on your team, as efficient as he is. By the way, Kevin Durant took 15 total shots. He took less shots than DeAndre Ayton. Had 10 more points. He took 4 shots less than D Book. Had 1 more point. He took 3 shots more than Torrey Craig. Had 5 more points. Like the point is, Kevin Durant's that guy. Like, give it to him. Like that's why he's there. It's you're not like Devin Booker. I get it. You want him to have it's KD. It's KD. Like Kobe had Shaq. Devin Booker has KD. Give it to KD. Like that's
Right.
like that's what it was, right? I think that's the biggest thing right there. They're gonna hit 2 more shots. I don't think Russ is gonna be able to get away with shooting another 3 for 19 game. That's 15%, by the way.
Oh
I
no,
don't think
no,
Russ
he
is gonna be
definitely
able to
shot
do
a tour date.
that.
Definitely shot a tour date.
I mean, them 9 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists look good. With the 2 blocks, I mean 3 blocks and 2 steals. But when you put 3 of 19 up there and 1 of 6 from three, it's like, oh my God. Like, I don't think he's gonna be able to get away with that. And I also think the game plan around Kawhi Leonard is gonna be a little better. And so I got Suns winning that. I got Suns in 7 in this simply because I think that once I rewatched that game, it just looked like they just were trying to fill each other out.
Mm-hmm.
KD's only been there 8 games because he got injured. 9 games, I believe, 8 or 9. So like they're still, it's so fresh for them. And so for them to be competing at this level simply off of, hey, I'm here, that's amazing to me. So I got them winning simply off of that. But either way, I say this: the NBA has done a heck of a job making sure that we have entertaining basketball, and I'm in love with it, man. This is the part of the season I live for. We got a lot of news coming out, man. You will hear some more from us today. We do have some big news breaking. Some big things happening for some people on this channel. Some big things happen that's going to ultimately boost this channel as well. And so you're going to see a lot of things change. You're going to see me and Steph hold down the Daily Show a little more. You're going to see Pat doing the same thing as well. But we all are moving toward the better. A lot of you all have said, man, fast track the 100K. We may be on our way. Maybe on our way, man. So listen, we appreciate you all rocking with us. Steph, you got any last words for people?
Hey man, business. Hey, look, we killing it right now, man. It's time to keep it going. Time to it's time to keep growing and keep it pushing.
Man, if I could say, yeah, for sure. If I have any last words to say for anybody, man, just press record. Just press record, man. The world is changing. And at this point, if you don't take a risk, if you don't take a chance, you're just gonna be on the sideline watching. That's no fun, man. Get in the game, take a risk, press record. We appreciate y'all supporting us. We love to support y'all. Appreciate y'all joining in. Till tomorrow, y'all, man. Let's have a good day. Let's go get it. Let's go get paid, baby.
Let's do it.